Hi, I'm Graham and welcome back to Man vs Film. This is going to be a top 10 of movies that you can watch on Amazon Prime UK right now for July 2017. So let's get started with number 10, which is A Clockwork Orange. In future Britain, Alex, a psychopathic delinquent who is jailed for a series of crimes, offers to go under a very experimental aversion experiment therapy that is being held by the government. This is an iconic movie by Stanley Kubrick. Sensational and infamous. It was banned in Britain for a period of time. It's extremely iconic with lots of images and a storyline that just seems off kilter and weird. It's full of marvellous performances, and like all Kubrick movies, it is a joy to watch. It's something that you'll get out of rewatching it again. I know it can be said it's a little bit cold, but once you break through that chilly exterior, you'll find something far more rewarding inside. Number 9 is Looper. In 2074, when the mob want to get rid of somebody, they send them back in time to be taken out by a waiting hitman. Joe, a hitman, finds out that he has to kill his older self in order to close that loop. Rian Johnson's triumphant third movie is a science fiction classic in my opinion. It's got two marvellous performances from Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt playing the same character of Joe at various points throughout their life. It looks particularly interesting. It has a fantastic idea all about it and some really harrowing scenes that stick with you. I loved Looper when it came out. I still love it today. I think it's a tremendous movie that for some reason not a lot of people have seen. Number 8 on my list is The Fugitive. Dr. Richard Kimball is unjustly accused of the murder of his wife and must flee while trying to prove his innocence, but he is being chased by a seasoned US Marshal. This is a 90s action thriller starring Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones, and it still holds up today thanks to some fantastic performances and a really tight and interesting storyline. It doesn't get into the fantastical, the stunts and action doesn't get anything out of the unrealistic. You feel that Richard Kimball is this character put in an awkward situation and is forced to do the things that he normally would never do. And then you have Tommy Lee Jones as the person who's just hunting him down, regardless of innocence or guilt. And it's just a terrific movie. Number 7 is Rush. The 1970s rivalry between Formula One drivers Niki Lauda and James Hunt. This is an exceptional true life story that I didn't know anything about. I'm not the biggest Formula One fan, but this movie grabbed me by the characters. It really built up these two people before putting them head to head in the main storyline and this one Formula One season as they are trying to outsmart and outdrive each other. And by the point it gets to that, you're invested in both these characters. You're interested to see where the story and the rivalry is going to go, and it is thoroughly entertaining, hell of a exciting and really worth your time. Number 6 is Ender's Game. Young Ender Wiggins is recruited by the military to head their major operation, a fight back against an alien species that almost annihilated the human race. The movie is just entertaining. It is fun. I like the characters. The acting is really uneven. Some are very good, others are quite bad. It's got some good special effects. It's got a storyline that just draws me in every time I watch it, and I have a lot of fun with this movie. And sometimes you just want something to be fun. It doesn't need to be anything more than that, and this is that type of movie. Number 5 is Falling Down. An unemployed defence worker, frustrated by the various flaws in society, finally snaps and begins to take out his rage in the forms of violent acts. Michael Douglas is the man pushed too far in this Joel Schumacher movie of the little man fighting back, picking his battles, just unable to take with the lies, the behaviour, the way people act nowadays. He just lashes out, he breaks completely, and it's really interesting to watch as the police try to track down or figure out what this man who doesn't even know what he's going to do next is going to do next. It's a really good 90s thriller with a great performance by Douglas. Number 4 is The Devil's Advocate. An exceptionally adept lawyer is offered the chance to working with one of the most prestigious law firms out there, as well as getting to work with his larger-than-life boss of that company. But things don't turn out quite as he had planned. Stylish and suspenseful, I feel that The Devil's Advocate never quite got the praise that it should have. It was lambasted, it was put down, it was marginalised, and I think it's a lot of fun. You have Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves in the main roles, and they both seem to be having a great time during this movie. It's full of very nice sequences. It's a very interesting story with some nice direction by Taylor Hackford. I think it's a really fun entertaining flick as well. Number 3 on my list is Valentin. 5 women are stalked by an unknown assailant as they get ready for Valentine's Day. Really trying to capitalise on the success of the Scream series in the late 90s, Valentin is a movie that hits all the beats of a typical slasher movie, yet somehow manages to fail completely, and that's where the entertainment is in this movie. If you are a slasher fan, if you like these kind of movies, this is kind of the pinnacle of what not to do. The storyline is kind of inept, the acting is really poor, the colour is not that great, it's overly lit like a TV special, yet for some reason I kind of like watching this every now and again, and I get some enjoyment out of how bad it is rather than how good it is. If you like slashers, give it a spin and let me know what you think about this one. Number 2 on my list is De Palma, a documentary about Brian De Palma, the writer-director, as he tells us about his career chronologically through all the movies that he's made. Sometimes the most brilliant ideas are the simplest. You sit down a controversial director who's had a career that's had its ups and downs, and you get him, in his own words, to talk us through his career. Sometimes he'll stick on a movie for a while, other times he'll just kind of bypass a movie with a few sentences. But it is riveting, it is highly interesting, and if you are at all any kind of cinephile, you are going to love this. If at all you like any Brian De Palma movies, you're probably going to get a lot of enjoyment out of this. I think it was a terrific idea, but it's kind of for a niche market. And number 1 on my list, and the easiest one to put on my list for the best movie that you can watch on Amazon Prime UK for July 2017, and that is Mad Max Fury Road. A woman rebels against a tyrannical ruler in post-apocalyptic Australia in search of her homeland with the help of escaped prisoners, a psychopathic sycophant, and a drifter named Max. This was my favourite movie of 2015. I absolutely adore Mad Max Fury Road. I've watched it several times since, and I think it is the perfect action movie. From the moment it starts, it barely gives you a moment to breathe as it just fires through these jaw-droppingly ridiculous but highly watchable action set pieces where you go, wow, did they actually do that? And they did. It just looks amazing. Everything looks amazing on the screen. The storyline is terrific. Charlize Theron is amazing. Tom Hardy is terrific as Mad Max. The action is outstanding. I think this is a terrific must-watch movie. If you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, get it on. It's on Prime. Check it out again. Marvel at how amazing this movie is. So that's what I've picked for July 2017. Is there something I've missed? Is there something I should have put onto my list? Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man vs. Film.